Yar. I don't really know how to make a cheetah sound, but I know that the whole game just got changed for the Miami Dolphins. Typically, the Harpoons are only for one team in town. You know, we know who typically goes after the Yorker, who goes for the killer whale. But I gotta say, gotta give old props to Chris Greer. Chris Greer was taking a lot of crap over this last week, that it was a slow roll, kind of a mundane free agency, myself included. I don't take myself out of that category as well. I was like, what is this free agency? This is all right, is it splashy? Well, we need a splash, dude. You know, you don't go out into the boat and just keep it even keeled like a lazy river. Yar. You go out there and you wait for the waves and you make yourself a splash. And so they did. They decided, you know what? Jalen Waddle is fast, and we like having fast. But what about if we get even faster? And so the Miami Dolphins have traded for Tyreek Hill. The cheetah is coming down to the 305 to be part of an offense with McCochin in a tandem with Jalen Waddle, getting balls from Tua Tagovailoa. It's all happening, baby. It is all happening right now. You take out a harpoon, you sharpen it up real nice, you sling it out there. This was all a bit of a whirlwind day. Things were going crazy. Things were going, at rapid speed. You got all these reports coming out. All of a sudden, impasse in the contract deals with the Chiefs and Tyreek Hill. He's probably moving on elsewhere. Then all of a sudden you get the news it's going to be either the Jets or the Miami Dolphins. Then you find out they already got the trade in place. It's going to be for 2 first-round picks. Then you hear, never mind. It's not going to be 2 first-round picks. It's going to be 2 first-round picks. It's going to be a first-round pick and a second-round pick. And all this stuff is all happening. Beep, 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 beep. And you're trying to figure out, well, all right, well, where does this put it at? Do they get to choose who they want to go to? No. It's apparently Tyreek Hill's choice. And so, look, who is he going to pick? The New York Jets, who are just in the midst of this rebuild that they're starting up, new head coach, or does he go to Miami? Back-to-back winning seasons, offensive guru as a head coach. You got yourself, you're going to line up with another little speed demon in Jalen Waddle, which, by the way, I love National Geographic. I love the fact that we got all the wildlife on the field at the same time. The penguin, the cheetah, we got it all happening for us, baby. And the fact that a swing like this comes from this Dolphins front office is absolutely bananas. The Dolphins ended up trading for Tyreek Hill for 5 draft picks. This year's first round pick, 29. Second round pick, number 50. A 4th round pick this year, and a 4th and a 6th next year. Whatever, dude. Whatever. So Tyreek Hill is now a Miami Dolphin. Drew Rosenhaus, the Dolphins, it was very noticeable. Not that Drew Rosenhaus hasn't always had a good relationship with the Miami Dolphins, but it was very noticeable that the Miami Dolphins were taking care of a lot of Drew's guys. Like, there was thought there are going to be improvements at linebacker. There are going to be improvements here or there on the defense. And they took care of every one of Drew Rosenhaus's clients. And then all of a sudden, his orca decides he wants to leave SeaWorld. He wants to leave Mahomes' world and venture out into more beautiful oceans. I don't even know what the hell Kansas City has. Lakes? Doesn't matter. The point is, Drew Rosenhaus links it on up the Dolphins end up giving Tyreek Hill a 4-year contract extension, $120 million, including $72.2 guaranteed, makes him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history, which passes Devontae Adams, which was just put out there. So this is absolutely huge. I mean, a bona fide star wide receiver. Look, the Dolphins have dipped their toes in the water of this before, but not of a guy this good at this time. He's 28 years old. He just turned 28 years old. Tyreek Hill is, in a lot of people's minds, quite obviously, a top 5 receiver in the league. In a lot of people's minds, maybe a top 3 receiver in the league. And I think if we were to poll everybody, who's really the most dynamic weapon in all of the sport, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find many people who aren't going to say that it's Tyreek Hill. I mean, he is just absolutely, absolutely incredible. This past season, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. The year before that, where, the killer tandem of him and Travis Kelce, the year before that, 1,200 yards. I mean, the guy has just been the pinnacle of consistency every single damn season. You put him out there and you know that the guy is going to make things happen. And then you also put on the fact of it that you have what you hope was going to be his version of him, and Jalen Waddle isn't part of the trade. He's sticking around. It's huge, man. The Dolphins getting somebody like this, they tried some of this with Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace is a good player coming off of the end times in Pittsburgh. They tried this with Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall, solid, very good receiver. Not really regarded as one of, I think, the top 5 guys in the league. And this just electric. A guy who really is going to put the fear in the hearts of other defenses. Like I saw something from Chad Jozinga when this was all going down that he doesn't think the Dolphins can utilize Tyreek Hill's speed because they didn't do it with Jakeem Grant, which is just a patently absurd thing to say, as much as I love Ocho. That to have a guy this I don't remember like a scenario like this. Like maybe you want to say like Reggie Bush had an element of this somewhat. Ted Ginn was obviously a dynamic return guy. But as far as like most feared weapon in the game, like they haven't had something like this since Ricky. It's crazy. And they've gone all in with getting Teron Armstead, which seems like a footnote from yesterday, that they go and get the most premier tackle on the market. And now you go and get one of the most premier weapons in all of the league to support your quarterback with your new offensive guru head coach. Man, they done did it, dude. I mean, it is crazy to think where this team was a week ago, and everybody's just kind of like, we into this? Like, what the hell's going on here? What is happening here with this offseason? It was kind of just like, yeah, maybe. But now, game changer. Absolute game changer, dude. And the reactions and all the things that are going out right now, it's pretty wild. Like I see Blake Ferguson, the long snapper, he put out a reaction of the meme of John Anik, Joe Rogan, and Daniel Cormier reacting to I think it was Rose Namajunas' knockout. I don't remember exactly where that meme is from, but you got Jalen Waddle out there. He's tweeting. He's got himself the cheetah emojis. People are going with the cheetah and the penguin emojis all left and right. We're gonna have dynamic touchdown celebrations all year down here in Miami. Look, this is a hot time right down here in South Florida, man. You got the Heat, number 1 team in the Eastern Conference, getting ready for a playoff push. You got the damn Miami Hurricanes in the Sweet 16. You got the Panthers making big splashes of their own. And the Dolphins wanted to get in that game. The Dolphins needed to get into that game, man. This is a very, very critical year. And also, like, look, let's be honest. With all the bull bleep that they faced after this year with the Brian Flores lawsuit and Brian Flores saying that Stephen Ross wanted to tank games, they needed to do something to eliminate that stench really, really badly. Like, they needed to have all their fans thinking about other stuff. And the way that you do that is you go and get the fan base some dynamic stuff to watch. You go and get season ticket holders fun stuff to watch. You get this place as electric as possible for the upcoming season. And this will do it. Like, going and getting a guy like Tyreek Hill is unfreaking believable. I can't even imagine what Tua's thinking right now. He's got to be so giddy with what they got him this year. You add on top of the fact that Gesicki's coming back. How they're going to round this thing out, I don't know. I don't know if DVP will end up coming back from this or not. But, just having the kind of year that Waddle did last year, the kind of career that Tyreek Hill has had, and then you think what that could possibly open up for with having your dynamic tight end. And then also on top of it, you add what Mike McDaniel is capable of from a mindset standpoint, what he can get from his receivers. It's awesome, man. I mean, this is getting, and listen, you got to give it up to Chris Grier. You really do, because they've done the thing where they did a bunch of draft picks. They did the thing where they went out there and they hoarded draft picks. They tried to get things right, set themselves up for a deal to get Waddle last year with picks. Cool. What are you going to sit around here at 29 for? It's basically the end of the first round. They say this is a very stacked receiver group. Okay, but are you going to go take another receiver and he's going to be on the same salary timeline as Jalen Waddle? Or do you spend your money on one of the best receivers in the game right now? By the time his contract is done, then it's time to pay Jalen Waddle, and who knows, maybe he'd be 33 at that point. You're probably not bringing back Tyreek Hill at that point. Football kind of goes in those pockets, those windows, and so it makes no sense to go and try and get another star receiver, and you're not going to be able to afford them both. That seems silly. So pay one guy now, pay one guy in 4 years. It makes all the sense in the world. It's really, in a lot of ways, a smart maneuver by Chris Grier. We've seen, look, having those picks is nice. It's definitely nice to have the flexibility of going and have a draft capital. I definitely think there's a time for that in your franchise. Don't get me wrong. But it's not that time anymore for the Dolphins. You need to figure out whether or not Tua Tagovailoa is any good. And you need to take away every single reason or excuse that he may or may not have to figure out if he's a good quarterback or not. And you still have a scenario where you're going to have multiple first-round picks next year anyway. So they're in a bright spot, man. This is absolutely, it seems like a haul for Kansas City. You get 5 first-round picks. Okay. Not going to be a lot of draft watching this year for the Dolphins, and I know that's going to disappoint certain Dolphin fans, Robbie, who love the draft, I think, almost more than the NFL. But for the Dolphin here, I think that is excited because it just feels like, yes, this is not, because it's not only going to be the fact, it's not just the fact that the Dolphins are making moves, right? But they're making moves with the most exciting dynamic move that they can possibly make. The Dolphins genuinely having one of the most exciting offensive players in the game just hasn't happened in, what are we talking, 17 years or something like that? So really, really something that's crazy. Really, really crazy. The other thing is, I see a lot of people say, oh, he's going from Mahomes. Good luck to you, Tyreek. You're going from Mahomes to Tua. And it's like, all right, dude, but we haven't seen Tyreek Hill take these short passes and go. That's what the cheetah does, dude. The cheetah gains speed as it goes. If you guys know anything about your big cats and the way that it fluctuates with its hind heels, with its hind legs, that's how it generates and goes, dude. It gets the ball and it goes. All right? And by the way, cheetahs don't roar. They squeak. In case you didn't know that. Some of the reaction from the Dolphin players is for Chase Edmonds. He says, we don't care about your opinions. I promise. It's Vince McMahon strutting on out. Robert Hunt, big star emojis. You got Brandon Jones. Welcome to the Cheetah. Jalen Phillips. Wow. Fins up. Emmanuel Agba. Let's go. His fellow stablemate at Rosenhaus Sports. So a lot of the players excited, man. A lot of the players are excited. This is a very, very exciting time for the Dolphin. The harpoon was sharpened, yar. And a harpoon that's typically saved for old 601 Biscayne Boulevard made its way to Miami Gardens. Chris Grier got on the old SS Ross and said, yar, let me sharpen this up, see if you catch me old big cat whale. Direct hit, making him walk the plank.